plenty of places where you could go and listen to brilliant speakers and get into the minds of brilliant people. But how many places are there where you could get into their hearts?
And my parents are from the old countries, so they were very, very strict. And as a result, I thought they were just manic. I thought they were over the top. My dad's from Holland, my mom's from South America. I'm actually half Dutch, 1/4 Asian, 1/8 black, and 1/8 vodka. It's a perfect combination, but they were very, very strict. And as a result, they didn't really let us do anything. They didn't believe in timeouts. How many people had parents from the old country? How many people were spanked by their parents? Right? How many people were spanked by my parents? Because they got around. They did drive-by spankings, I'm not kidding. Oh my God, my parents. Timeout was the break your parents took in between beating you in those days.
So I get this coach, and she says to me, you know, you got to look at your whole life. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, okay, you've done this, you're eating right, you're exercising, blah, blah, blah. But you got this one corner of your life, and it's completely empty. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And she goes, well, that's what we're going to work on. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And she's like, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to get you out dating again. And of course, I mean, I was horrified. The thought of dating scared the crap out of me. Like, the thought of men actually scared the crap out of me. I actually, and this is no word of a lie, there was a phase in my life where I hated men. I mean, I didn't even want to be around them, and yet I was surrounded by them. Everything I was doing in the rest of my life, I was surrounded by men.
I got 3 phone calls from my weak ties, from people that, you know, frankly, I didn't think, you know, would care. Wouldn't bother with me, wouldn't really make the effort, take the time to make the call. I got a call from Mayor Hazen McCallion, who said, Brian, you're the backbone of this community. We're there, you have our support, you have our confidence. I got a call from a lawyer, surprisingly enough, a compassionate lawyer, who said, Brian, this is a pile-on, this is a witch hunt. You're a good person, you'll get through this. I got a call from an old boss, a company that I had quit from, who said, Brian, if you ever have a problem, give us a call. There's a couple lessons in that. Number one, if you know someone going through a tough time, be one of those people that are the first people to call the day that they need it. Because I had 3 calls, only 3 calls, but I had 3 material calls, critically important to me, that day.
I don't care if you're a parent, I don't care if you're married, it doesn't matter. There is always someone one step behind you. So in my opinion, a leader is someone who is one step ahead of someone else, right? If someone is going through a divorce and they're friends with someone who's been divorced for a month, that person's a leader because you're giving them something. Someone, if you know, and you're in that space, you don't know what you don't know, so how are you going to go find it? Do you know how you find it? By people in your life sharing their stories with you.
And what I did was I grabbed all those emotions and I balled them up and I like stuffed them. You know, like I'll paint a picture of what it would be like. It's like there's this little me, that's this whole expression of all of these emotions. And then there's this big me, taking little me and all those emotions and like stuffing it into like a Coke bottle, like really just jamming it down. You know, and there's little me trying to get out. Let me out, please, I can't breathe in here. And big me's like, shut up, nobody has to know you're stupid and a failure. It'll be okay, people will understand. You know, and the big me muscles it and puts the cap on, and if you look down, you see this little me who's way too big for the Coke bottle, like sticking out, you know, gasping for air.
And so one of the crazy ironies of New Guinea, especially in those days, was that folk who had never seen all the things I've just described had seen planes all the time, little planes, and had even flown in them. Like tribal folk, dressed or undressed, basically, in terms of Western perceptions of dress, but pretty much naked, flying in planes as a regular mode of transport. Now, you know, you come to Canada, and lots of people have flown on vacation, but on Facebook, it's like always a big deal when they've flown in a small plane. It has a propeller. I'm terrified. And they're not even naked. Like,
Wow. So that's pretty cool, huh? Is it true you meet the nicest people at MoMondays? Yes? Absolutely. Turn to somebody and said, it's true. You meet the nicest people at MoMondays. Absolutely right.